guys! Welcome back to another episode of whatever this is. Well, technically it's not whatever this is anymore. For those of you guys to remember, way back in the past, we were once with this guy named SEU, also known as Steven, and thanks to him, we got in contact with this network called the W2M network. Well, this past weekend, if you guys didn't see a recent post, but I posted like 2 things of one of my concept arts, and one of them was the new logo for whatever this is, which is now called Foxy and Squid on the W2M network. So I am Saki, the Foxy, and...
Allez, les nouveaux rouges et noirs! Allez! Allez!
What the hell is that?
You don't follow Canadian football?
No.
Or is that just me?
That's just you, here in America.
Well, hey, Canada is America's hat, and I happen to have some good friends that are Canadian. And, one friend. Ottawa, the Red Blacks, my team, and anytime I can sing in French and get away with it, of course I'm gonna.
By the way, everyone, that's Eric the Squid, also known as Squiddy for me. And he's the squid of the show.
My tentacles are very
Oh my god, don't bring that up. I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew it. I'm going to bypass that. Anyways, guys, so for those of you guys asking, we are still doing the YouTube stuff, although because of internet issues, we are actually having those recorded. So, but W2M Network, our friend Sean over there, he's kind of hooking us up to keep the shows live for you guys. And of course, you can always check back on my YouTube channel, Saki Sakura, to check out the drawing that we are drawing. So today's drawing, I said too many drawings in that sentence or in that paragraph, but today's drawing is one that I've been working on since like Friday, and it's a watercolor painting of a cherry blossom. Yay!
I don't know.
Please request, people. I have to keep like myself occupied.
Sorry, after seeing Brain Dead, I can never look at cherry blossoms the same way again.
Do I want to know?
It's this awesome show. I've mentioned it to you.
Yes, I know, but the episode, exactly.
Oh, no, not the episode. It's one of the ongoing things.
Well, then. So, today's first topic is, of course, as many of you guys will probably notice, is the Olympics! The Olympics started! Okay, Mr. Horn, do not make me take out the butt trumpet. Yes, Markiplier, that's for you. Hashtag butt trumpet. Which was a very awesome live stream. If you guys do not know what that was, it's a long story. We'll probably have time for it at the end of the show like we normally do. But I do want to talk about the Olympics, and we have not discussed it to such a great in-depth as I wanted to. And the reason because of that is with everything kind of going on, the sudden change, and trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the elections this year, the Olympics kind of fell back. But this year's Olympics, I'm completely against. In fact, many of our predictions, both Eric and mine, have come to fruition with what's going on over there in the Olympic Games. And at the same time, I have to say I'm pretty proud of America with its athleticism. So before I start on the whole America has been doing really great so far and going well with the whole Olympics as a general, Eric, why don't you tell them why we were against the Olympics?
Well, and I actually was hearing an interview that gave me a lot of insight into why places like Athens, like Rio, and all these other cities that you wouldn't expect to really host the Olympics have. And that's because these cities and their governments sign away a lot of rights saying we're going to pick up a lot of tabs.
Right. Which is not surprising because we have spoken that is that's one of the contributing factors, not only in government corruption, but one of the contributing factors as to why these cities, while they are big, they are in poor countries. They're hosting these games.
Right. And the reason why the North America, or especially the United States, doesn't host Olympics all that often, the IOC hates us because we don't sign contracts saying that we're going to pay for much of anything. We'll guarantee transportation, maybe a little bit of infrastructure, but that's it. Everything else, you're pretty much on your own, unless there are things that are already pre-existing. Now, in the case for Rio, as is with the case for Brazil, where they built these wonderful new stadia for the World Cup that they're only using one of, the one in Manaus, which is about a 4-hour flight from Rio. That's where the women's soccer team are playing right now. I believe their match just wrapped up.
Actually, it did, and thanks to Hope Solo, they brought Colombia to a draw, and they end up winning their group. So they're going to actually avoid Canada and go into the next finals, I think it is.
Okay, yeah, the quarterfinals.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I heard that play on the radio. Yeah, thanks to Hope Solo, just not in the way that you would think. But anyways, with Rio and with Brazil, they were already in crippling debt. They were already in recession, in part because of building all of that infrastructure that's not going to get used much, if ever, after the World Cup. But now turn around and you're building even more infrastructure, a lot of it temporary, for the Olympic Games. There were organized protests, even with the opening ceremony, which I heard was fantastic. You still have issues with the interim president. A lot of people in the slums are still very discontented because of all the money that should have been better spent towards their improvement. And as it came out in the week leading up to the games, anybody swimming in open water will literally be swimming in human crap.
Yes.
And all the bacteria and viruses that come with it.
Which actually, today there came out a story on Twitter. It's not too old, I believe. That I believe it's the women's diving pool came out to be green. Now they don't know what the cause of it is, although I've read on some posts on Twitter saying that it's because the solution of the water that makes it blue, there was too much of it, so that could contribute to what the green was, or why the color change happened. Although the IOC says that it's free of any dangers, which I highly still doubt because it's water and it's green.
I don't care what the problem was. The fact that there was a problem and it was green to begin with.
But this is what I am not for the Olympics this year, and unfortunately, there's been already a bunch of accidents that have happened because of how the roads are over there.
Not just the roads. Ask the Australians.
Oh, I saw actually pictures of the Olympic Village, and that place isn't even up to code. Like, it's terrible how such a country, not even a country, because at this point, I mean, you're trying to get fame and you're trying to kind of like bring a national pride if you're not corrupted government officials. But I don't understand how this is like, people can watch this and just sit back and say, "Yep, who's gonna win the next gold medal?" Like, you're completely ignoring the fact that our athletes over there, which are doing a very, very good job, I must include, but you have these athletes over there, and they're pretty much danger. And I wanted to before we continue, I wanted to bring up that the United States is known for, these sports events and whatnot.
America,
whatever. I can't do the Southern accent. I had an ex that did, though, and it was very funny. But anyways, to understand, I do actually agree with that idea, though, that the Olympics, as the organization as a whole, should be in charge of the infrastructure and the surrounding expenses that involve the games. Transportation is another thing. I do think that as like a kind of like a welcoming gift, and I guess you could say the Olympic Village, that should be part of the job of the hosting country. However, as an organization as a whole, they should take on that. That's because here in America, our own organizations take care of those debts once obviously they pay their taxes and stuff. But they take care of the expenses that are part of their events, whether it be as the organization as a whole or as the organization's individual teams. So to hear about that, the committee wants to go to these developing world countries who have no idea what the hell they're getting into in no sense of sports. Because as I was telling a friend of mine, you hosted the FIFA World Cup. Great. But it's not the same hosting over 50 games that the Olympics has.
Not to mention the fact that they actually swapped with Chile because they were due last year to host Copa America because CONMEBOL wanted to have the countries host it in alphabetical order for Uruguay and Venezuela. But that aside, so they said, okay, we're hosting the World Cup, Rio's hosting the Olympics, Chile, you swap, take it over in 15, we'll pick it back up in 19, we'll call it even. And they did. But again, it's about the contracts. Now granted, the IOC is fairly wealthy. NBC paid for the Olympics through 2032 a grand total of $7.75 billion. With the B for advertising rates. Now that's just for one network in one country. I would like to think that some of this advertising revenue, which you could call upwards of $10 billion as a collective, could help and say, hey, you were here, we noticed you don't have a lot, let us help you out with something.
Yes,
but alas, it's all about the contracts.
Of course it's all about the contracts, but that's where also I come back to how here in America our sporting events are organized, because we had the help of sponsors and not just from the individual organization and the individual teams. That's what the
Olympics, and
the taxpayers. But you know how you clean up your room and you come up with this setup on like small tiny itty bitty of dust. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to waste the energy to put it in my dustpan. I'm just going to put it, like, sweep it under the bed and just forget about it. Yeah, that's how the taxpayers are when it comes to this. But anyways. I know, great analogy. I'm awesome. But the Olympics should evolve. I think that's the best word. Into something more or less like that. I mean, we are in the, I hope I get this number right, the 21st century.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And they should know by now how these sporting events work. And it's like I said, you're not dealing with one sport. You're dealing over 50 sports. In fact, when Tokyo, I think it's 2020 happens, you have 5 new sports. One of them, which I'm actually looking forward to, is surfing. Because
surfing, skateboarding, karate, baseball, and softball make their return.
Which, oh my god, there's just so much to talk about today. But let me keep on the same track and finish with this thought. I'm actually looking forward to seeing if maybe Bethany Hamilton will participate in that event. But anyways, that's just a fan thing for me. But that's just the bad stuff of the Olympics. I can go on and on. I've said it multiple times. I'm not watching the games themselves, although I am checking up on it a lot, because I do think that the Olympics, while they really don't bring anything back in, they do bring some form of national pride. And to see that we have athletes that are working hard and just the emotional stories and backgrounds that go behind it is, for me, very heartwarming, very touching, and actually brings a lot of pride in my eyes. Like little tearful prides of my eyes. So that's just the bad stuff of the Olympics. Now it's actually the good stuff that I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is that I think it was a great idea for the IOC committee to allow the Syrian refugee team. I think that was a really good idea. That's showing a lot of progressive ideas in regards to the Syrian refugees. What I also liked about how the United States went about it, and maybe this was kind of on like a surprise or maybe even not, but I liked how one of the athletes was the first woman to wear a hijab, a Muslim woman that is from the United States, to wear the hijab while she was walking in the opening ceremony. I think that was very impacting and something very important to me, because I have seen many people grow more violent and more nasty to Muslim and Muslim faith people. And that hurts me to see, because I actually know a couple of people from personal experience and personal stuff, that they're very kind people. You know, they have their ways, and at the end of the day, it's that's it. And I keep hearing that we can't allow the Syrian refugees in, that they shouldn't even come here. And the way I see it is, we just have to we have to fix a lot of stuff here. And we should still let them in, just not so freely, number one. And number two, at least make the process more organized. Because I was also seeing on Twitter that the process is very confusing. It's very paperwork
lengthy.
heavy. Yes, lengthy. Paperwork heavy. And I don't agree with the way that people are going about it. And unfortunately, that's most of the Trump people. So Trump people, stop being nasty. All right? How would you feel if your country was at war and you have a violent group that is within, like think of the Ku Klux Klan becoming a terrorist group as big as ISIS and creating war here in the United States, and we had to move to like Canada or Mexico, and they're telling us we can't go. As I always say, think of what you would do to yourself and what you would do unto others, or something close to that. I was never good at the Bible groups.
Yeah, I know a couple random verses, but I'm not the entirely best person, since I'm not 100% religious, which is kind of weird because I was raised Catholic, but that's another story.
Same!
Oh, yeah, anyways. It's a whole other story for another show, trust me. So if you want to bookmark that in the future and come back to it, go gladly.
Well, we'll use it like a buffer. But you then agree in the sense that if anything, we should make the process more organized. Not easier, not harder, just more organized.
Absolutely. And especially with the outreach of several of your large internet giants, and the fact that they're making the internet more accessible to those like this team of refugees from all over, thankfully not just Syria, but just to everyone in these third world and developing countries, make the process also more digital. I mean, is it really more secure than this process with paperwork and everything?
I would think it would be more secure, considering that we have technology that makes even the most greatest hacker think a little bit more than a simple 4-digit code and going through it. Like, I think that if we do it digitally, not only are we proceeding with paperwork, we're making things faster, but we're also keeping things more secure. We're also looking up the digital information about the people that are coming in, and I think that should be something that Congress, if they actually give a damn, which it's very highly unlikely, but
should
propose something like that.
They do, but there are these wonderful groups of people called lobbyists. They really write the checks and have the say-so, which is exactly why we haven't adopted the Scandinavian system of having our taxes done digitally and updated on a database annually. Instead, you've got to go in and drop a couple $100 to an H&R Blocker, Jackson Hewitt, and what have you.
Yeah.
Granted, it gives me an opportunity to have another career back on.
So there's that about the Syrian refugee team. There's also that about the United States also making a very impacting moment as they entered the Olympic ceremony. And then there was this one's actually recent news, but two girls, I believe it was in gymnastics. One is from North Korea and the other is from South Korea, and they took a selfie pic together, as if they were like best friends. And I'm not gonna lie, that I was happy and sad at the same time. Happy because you see these two countries that have like this rivalry and enemy attitude towards each other.
Makes them for some great action movies, though. I've seen them. It
does. Plus, with the mix of the news, with what's going on in North Korea, supposedly declaring war, that to see that happen is very heartwarming. However, it's sad for me because I do believe that when that girl goes back to North Korea, she's not going to be taken very, very happily.
If I'm the South Korean girl, I'm putting a bug in her ear to try to defect. Simple as that. Just say, whoops, you're on the wrong plane. Oh, you're over here now. Oh, well. See, how did this paperwork magically appear? Oh, that's your signature. Oh, you're one of us. Sorry, North Korea.
I do hope that she nothing happens to her. But the way that North Korea is, and in the stories I've heard from it, I feel very sorry for her. I do feel like something will happen to her. God forbid it, But,
especially if she doesn't win a medal.
And I don't think she did because it was in gymnastics and the United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. You see?
Okay. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, North Korea has messed up. But anyways, I do hope that nothing bad happens to her. But speaking of gymnastics, we had one girl that defied gravity, and the memes and the Twitter posts were up in flames with that. Because I loved how I saw what she did, and she really defied gravity on her performance. But her name's Simone Biles, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I pronounced her name correctly.
You did.
Okay, cool. But the U.S. Olympic team won the gold for gymnastics.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you guys haven't, you guys need to catch up on the Twitter moments, all right? Twitter is not like the Walking Dead season. You have to wait till next Tuesday, all right?
No, Saki, the reason why I say that, and this goes back to the same interview, I was able to see the performance live at work, but NBC, on purpose, takes the first 10 days of the Olympics and their primetime coverage is dominated by swimming and gymnastics because they know we will crush it. Now, granted, primetime coverage technically started at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I don't know if they've done any live swimming finals or if they showed that first. But that's the only reason why I say it. Because they're using that and they're replaying it in live time, in primetime.
Right.
Hashtag Final Five. Hashtag spoiler alert.
Nice job, Eric. Nice job.
Well, there's a reason why I mentioned that, though.
I know. Everything's a reason with you.
Of course.
That's why you are the Squid. And no tentacle jokes. I know you're going to come up with one. So I think that's pretty much the overall of the Olympics. We talked about the bad. We talked about the good. We're seeing that America's doing really good in it. Chicago.
Not to mention, we're doing stuff, we're winning medals in events where we normally don't win medals. So, hashtag America.
Yes. Oh, okay. Also, Chicago messed up in reporting one of their town's own member. You saw that tweet, right, Eric?
I don't think I saw this particular tweet.
You know, the one where the lineman wife, what was her name? Which is really embarrassing because I didn't want to do that. But Chrissy, give me a minute. I know it's one of those names. Give me a minute. I told you I'm really bad with names. Like it's really bad.
names, numbers.
Okay,
What's next?
no, that's Kathleen Baker. She lost her earring in the pool.
Oh, I saw that happen. A diver went and found it at about the 15-meter mark, and she got it back on, and wore it and won a gold medal.
Yeah, that's how women do things. Don't be surprised when we lose our earrings. We continue, and then when we get them back, we're even awesome.
I wasn't surprised. It's just my mother and I were debating about different ways that she could have prevented that and still had the earrings.
Here you go. It's Corey Cogdell. She won. I believe it was she won a bronze medal, and Chicago messed up because they said their title was Chicago linebacker's wife wins bronze medal.
Now I remember this.
Now you remember.
This was in, what was it? Shooting?
Yes.
Trap shooting.
Yes.
Because they did see a little bit of the coverage about that. And thankfully he stepped up and he's like, no.
That's my wife.
Got it wrong. That's my wife.
That's my wife. Don't you be messing with my woman. All right? She won that. That not me. She won that. All right? So fix it. And they actually did fix it. They fixed their tweet. They then quoted the article. They fixed the article, and then they announced that it was Corey Cogdell. So, congrats to you, Corey Cogdell. Sorry about missing your name. I'm not good with names. I see so many names, and then the names are everywhere. Yeah. So I think that's about it for the Olympics. I want to talk about the Marlins.
Congratulations to Ichiro, 3,000 hit. I knew he could do it.
Yeah.
And to me, this certifies him as the all-time hit king. Sorry, Pete Rose. Sorry, Charlie Hustle. Just no.
Go Ichiro! I was super happy to hear that. And I'm not sure if you actually heard, but Giancarlo Stanton actually hit the longest home run of the season. It was 540.
Dear sweet baby McJeebus. How? Where?
He did. Wait. I saw this. I'm going to my moments history. I saw this. I remember this. It was.
I know.
Yes, here. It was. They had. It was 480. The distance from from ESPN is 495 feet.
Yes, that's the numbers that I've been familiar with. 495, 496.
I'm sorry.
He was up in Colorado. That was like 540
I'm
feet.
sorry.
I would have heard about that.
I suck with numbers. And that was probably in inches, Maybe I got it mixed up with the inches.
You know what? No. It was such a good one.
I know what you were gonna say.
Yes, you do.
and I can tell which inches is different. Thank you very much.
Well, hey, with tentacles, you never know. You gotta count the suction cups.
Which Michael Phelps does. Anyways, I have to check the score because I didn't check the score. But last night, the Marlins were playing a game that led into the 13th inning, the last that I checked on it.
I think that one ended 8-7, because I know it was like 7-7 in extra innings.
Yes, but I know that San Francisco won. I think they're playing now. Actually, no. Okay, so where is it? Marlins, San Francisco. But I saw that they were they're like 13th inning, and I was like, damn, you guys really wanted to beat the Giants.
Oh, I've seen longer. I actually this was about 2-3 years ago, the Mets and the Cardinals, and I remember because this was on Fox. They started that game at their normal time, which was like 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. By the time it ended, they actually had to go straight to their late night programming.
the San Francisco Giants won 8-7, and it was in the 14th inning that they scored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Mets Cardinals game that I had mentioned, that was scoreless heading into the 20th.
Oh, shoots.
Yes, the Cardinals finally won like 1-0. Yeah, that's why I say that Major League Baseball should adopt what they do over in Japan and Korea. If you can't decide it after like 12 or 15, call it a tie.
Yeah.
No one is going to sit through like with what happened in minor league baseball of 33 inning that takes a couple of days. Or like in Atlanta where you had the game end at almost 5 in the morning.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look up Rick Camp home run, July 4th, 1985.
That will be my homework.
Yes.
I was actually talking, the reason why I found last night's game interesting, though, is because I was talking with a friend who you know so well. He was telling me how he likes soccer, and then I was telling him how in one of the past shows we did, we discussed how soccer seems to be within the next maybe 20 years or so to be the sport that replaces baseball if baseball doesn't change and doesn't evolve. And so then I was telling him that baseball does go on a long time. And last night when I was seeing the game, I texted him like, hey, Marlins are in like their 13th inning. And he's like, okay. Because he doesn't really like baseball. But I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm having a sports moment. And he's like, I can see that. And I'm like, well, okay, bye. But congrats, Marlins, though, for having awesome players. I'm so proud of Suzuki.
Leave it to the Marlins to have a guy that can hit monster home runs and a 41-year-old Japanese player be the two highlights that could possibly carry you to a wild card berth.
Honestly,
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Honestly, I was actually, when I was watching the game, I was listening to the radio, and I think it was on the 640 down here in Miami. But they're right. The president that we have has ruined baseball 2 times.
Yeah.
You tell me. And I think it was since 1997 since we were at the World Series. I hope I get the numbers right, because that's another thing.
That was the first time.
Okay. Well, first time. Oh, was it in 2002?
Nope.
2005?
Nope.
2003?
Yes.
Okay. Yay! You only took me 3 tries.
And I was going to let you keep going.
I know.
I had made up my mind.
I know you were. It's for me to learn. But ever since then, the Marlins have not become a team that grows, but rather just a team that, hey, raises players to be good enough to sell off, like cattle, and we're stuck here with nothing. Yeah,
Well, Saki, remember, the former owner of that team used to own Blockbuster. What eventually happened to Blockbuster?
Well, remember that Blockbuster was in no way, shape, or form ready to handle the influx of Netflix, Hulu, and in the internet.
My point exactly. I rest my case.
Okay, Mr. I rest my case over there.
Hey, Wayne, don't talk to me. Talk to Wayne Huizenga. He thought he knew what he was doing. Hey, 50-win team. Hey, young players. Hey, 91 and 71. Hey, World Series. Hey, fire sale. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Lather, rinse, repeat. Oh my gosh. So, I think that's enough for the sports segment, although we did hear also that Tim Tebow wants to become a baseball player. He also got suspended, no? Or not suspended, fined, I think it was?
I haven't heard about any fine. I heard Tim Tebow in baseball, and I'm thinking...
Michael Jordan all over again?
No, because he could actually be better than Michael Jordan, but I'm thinking, really? What happened to all of your dreams about being an NFL quarterback and all this and that? Well, I guess you finally realized if it takes you 5 years to learn how to throw a damn spiral, maybe this isn't for you.
Well, that kind of died after he was fired, I think, and nobody wanted him.
Well, Yes, but then we'll see. Here's what happened. He won ugly in Denver. He didn't get the message. He barely played with the Jets. He didn't get the message. He went with the Patriots. He didn't get the message. Then he tried again with the Eagles. And I kind of give him credit because he could have had something with the Eagles, but then didn't make it. And he finally got the message after that.
Which was already too late.
Yes.
But what you mean by the message, just so I'm on a clear understanding, you mean that to play fair and...
No, the message that you are not a good quarterback in the National Football League.
Okay. Well, damn. Okay. All right. I got you. But moving from sports, I do want to talk a little bit about pop culture. So I got hooked on a new song. You want to guess what that song is, Eric?
Does this have to do with the certain tweet that you sent out with the picture?
Of what's his name? John something, right? I forgot his name, no.
John Legend?
No. It's the one where he's clapping and he's like dancing in his seat.
Yes.
John Stewart, there we go.
Yes.
No, but we are actually going to get into that very shortly. No, it involves an anniversary of a certain song that emasculates men, but at the same time empowers them. No? No guess?
No.
It's Stay by Lisa Loeb. No?
It might be ringing some very tiny bells somewhere in the depths of my brain.
Well, I'm gonna give you the beat. If we do right, I still have the ability to take it out on the YouTube page, so we shouldn't be too bad. But I think you just need a little reminder, my friend. I think you just need a little reminder.
Okay.
Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here. Play. Oh my God! Why?
I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard. Don't pay attention to
God!
To anyone, anywhere. I don't understand. If you
Ah.
hear, I'm only hearing negative.
You see, when everybody talks about me, when I say that I had the era of crappy music when I was growing up, I just point to that.
That's not crappy music. I actually do like it. It's very catchy. It's my jam. I'm in the shower washing my hair, and I'm trying to pretend that I have a singing career.
Yeah, and at the same time, I want to smack whoever thought that it would be a good idea to use that in a commercial for one of the greatest ciders known to man.
Well, I will let you know that single, which was not signed by any recording label,
for good reason.
No, was number one, bitch. Was number one on the Billboard.
Saki, no, what year was that? What year?
That was, I think in the 90s.
Right.
And your point?
Okay, let me take you back to a fantastical time called 1999.
I actually have another song that you might know as well. And you might even say, "Oh my God!" And let me get it for you before you even come at me with that, bro. Before you come even at me, I'm not even gonna tell you the name because you're gonna just know it.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was a good song, but it still has its rightful criticisms. And the fact that she was even able to make fun of that song while coming up with a revised version on TV, kudos to her.
But anyways, it was its anniversary, and you can't take that away. So kiss my butt.
Well, I can't take away that it was the anniversary, but what anniversary for these songs?
The 90s. We had good songs. Well, no, was it the 80s? Or what? What's the song of, like, I don't want to lose your love? And then there's the Breakfast Club song. Like, there was a bunch of good songs.
That was the 80s.
Oh.
Different.
Okay. Well, still, the 90s came out with some good stuff, I think.
Okay. You were born, if I remember right, 97?
Yes.
Yeah, I was 11. Fast forward to 99 when I was 13. Look at some of the music that came out and then really hit the scene in 99. I felt robbed. If it wasn't for groups like Linkin Park and Weezer, I would have really been pissed off.
Well, my favorite song, I think it's from 1993, if I'm not mistaken. It's from the year 1993, and it's by this band called oh my god, is it Three Eye Blind or something like that? And it's like, I wish you would step up the ledge, my friend. That's like my
Third Eye Blind.
Thank you.
Jump. Yes, I like that song too.
That's a very good song.
Yes.
That Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake did very well.
And there it goes. Nothing even against Justin Timberlake, but I mean, the more I see what Jimmy Fallon's doing, and it's just, I know that he's basing his version of the Tonight Show off of his time on SNL, which was very good, but see him in the 60s haircut and see Jennifer Lopez doing like this go-go dance talking about tight pants, I just see more and more. Okay, I get it, but my God, this is getting dumber. I don't know how to handle this.
All right. You know what? I'm not gonna have this debate with you because he's my Fallon. All right.
Again, I'm not I get it, but I just, while understanding it, simultaneously see it as stupid. It's working, and maybe it's a sign that it's working, and maybe something I'm either not getting, or maybe this is one of those the signs that we're slowly going into the idiocracy, and the hit show 5 centuries from now is going to be Ow My Balls. I don't know. It's just, I see patterns. It's just all I'm saying.
Well, next topic on my wonderful imaginary list of Fallonness. Yes, I said that. It's a word now. Don't judge me.
Well, what do you think you are, Mr. Peanut?
Maybe. I don't know who Mr. Peanut is.
You don't know Mr. Peanut?
No.
You haven't seen the commercials.
The nut guy.
Eat Planner's nuts?
The nut guy. The one that said that he changed the word in the frickin' dictionary. Yes, I do know him.
Yes, that's Mr. Peanut. Shame on you!
Whatever. Alright? So, I am now we're going to talk about that Jon Stewart tweet, my friend, Eric. I was crying tears of joy when I saw that a certain artist of a certain video game, a certain theme song artist from a certain video game is coming out of retirement, which was already speculated because she had came out with 3 singles. She is coming out with a new album called Fantôme, which is French for ghost or phantom. And it's coming out in September. And I'm now doing the Jon Stewart gif. Yay! Yay! Yay!
Her
name's Utada Hikaru. Everybody, you don't know Utada Hikaru. I'm just super happy though. Like this is like, if I was a guy, I would marry her.
If my friend Samurai, which I'm going to send the link to the show, is listening, I finally understand how you felt that night when you heard me talk to my friend and I used the phrase 5-sided pancake. I get it now. It took me all these years, but I finally understand.
Why?
I get it.
Why? How do you see that?
He just stared there in bewilderment, and even did a thing with his hand. It's like, huh? 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 And I didn't get it at the time, because I know the whole situation about five-sided pancakes and...
What the hell's a five-sided pancake, though?
Well, it was actually a quote that I got from a very awesome TV show. And he said as he was reading an electric meter, because he's one of those people, works for the power company, he said, my brain is flipping like a pancake. And I'm thinking, well...
I flipped your head?
Yes. Like a five-sided pancake.
But
because
why?
If you think about it. Pancakes only have two sides.
Yes.
Imagine how hard it would be to flip a five-sided pancake. Or even create one, for that matter. I'm sure it would be existentially and extra-dimensionally delicious, but it would be a very pain to actually construct. Hearing this, and what you said in your moment of fangirl, and I'm sitting here, it's like, huh. Yeah.
Is my fangirl a problem?
No, I'm not saying it's a problem whatsoever. I mean, if you only knew the things that I get fanboy about.
It just baffles you?
Yes.
I don't fangirl a lot. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. I don't fangirl a lot. Very few things make me fangirl. Like, Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth. That makes me a fangirl.
Normal. I've been around a lot of Sephiroth fangirls.
He's just so sexy, though. He my bae. Like, that's my bae.
Oh, God. Not you two.
Oh, hell yes, me. Did you see my Dark Souls episode? How I was just like, I look badass as Sephiroth. I'm a Sephiroth.
Not that, but did you really have to use the term bae? As if I don't deal with that enough on Twitter and Periscope and other social media?
I don't use it often. Does that help?
Oh, it helps a bit. Just try maybe not using it at all.
I cannot guarantee anything. I will not guarantee anything. I actually don't like it when people use the word bae. I only did this because, well, it's a little special moment for me. But honestly, I think it's a little bit
special, like riding the Little Yellow Bus to School special.
What?
Now, see, I just quoted a line from a 90s movie, and you didn't even get that. So don't come talking to me about 90s music. Hashtag Biodome.
I did not understand the reference.
Biodome.
Oh. I've never seen the movie.
See it. It's... Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What? I actually had a lot more planned for pop culture. But I do. You know what? I'm gonna talk about my weekend. Specifically my Monday, because I had the best Monday ever.
Oh, that's good.
You want to know why I had the best Monday ever? Because I got my permit.
I've said it before, and I say it again. You conquered the mountain that is numbers. I still don't know your issue with that.
Okay, how can I say this? You know how in algebra you can put letters, like, to find variables and whatnot?
Yes.
I got that. I can do that. I can even do a little bit of calculus. I got that. Geometry. A little more difficult, but if I think outside the box, I can get it too.
I see what you did there.
You got it. Congrats to you. I applaud you. See, I know math jokes. However, when it comes to numbers and a whole paragraph, that is also, that is also increasingly with difficult vocabulary because they want you to think with difficult vocabulary and not layman's terms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I can kind of agree with that.
Because what happens is, the way that my brain works is that when I see difficult vocabulary, I start using context clues, and I understand the paragraph very easily. In fact, I have a 90 word per minute reading speed, and I can get a whole book that has like Victorian language, and I can still understand the whole plot, actually analyze it, like the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You put numbers in there. Like, for example, let's say, a good example would be like Wuthering Heights. Or no, better example, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, when it was talking about the structure and architectural design of the Notre Dame itself, and it was adding to like 49,000 something feet. Yeah, that's when I start reaching problems.
Okay, what if I were to tell you that you can do all of that and not even have to deal with numbers?
How?
Welcome to the wonderful, painfully agonizing world of mathematical theory. One of these days, I'm going to break out my notes for graduate school. You think having to deal with that with numbers is bad? Try having to deal with that and proving numbers. Why certain numbers work. Why certain formulae exist.
Hey, Eric? I'm sorry to
Yes?
disrupt you. I think we're having some technical difficulties, but are you hearing a buzzing sound? Like microphone feedback?
Not a buzzing sound like that. Okay, how about now?
No. Like it's like an engine?
Okay, because the only thing I had going was my fan in my room.
No, it's not your fan. That would be a different sound. And I'm not sure if it's my microphone. Talk about the numbers. Let me get a brand new pair of... well, that might destroy everything. Never mind. We'll just deal with it when we finish here. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. You know how it's just a process for me and my little computer. It's doing a bunch of different stuff, and it's not fun.
Now you know why I don't have my computer doing different stuff. It hates that.
Well, my computer
especially when you have especially when you have certain internet sites that randomly decide to turn against you.
Do I want to know the internet sites? No. No, I didn't think so.
Oh, I mean, I can't unequivocally say no, but in certain contexts, I have to say no.
Okay. Okay. So yes, I got my permit. I only got 3 wrong out of 50. I have a limit of 10 to get wrong on the exam. I took 50 questions and I only got 3 wrong, so I'm very proud of myself.
You should be. That's 94%.
Yay! I knew it was an A. I knew it was an A. I just didn't know what specific A. We stopped using percentages back in high school. We used the 4 whole, not 4 whole, but we used like the number system of 4. And I know what joke I did there. And what would happen is that a 4 would mean an A, a 3 would mean a B, a 2 would equal a C, a 1 would equal a D, and a 0 would equal an F.
What? So basically, it's like the GPA point system.
Yes, more or less. But it was a lot, I would say that I prefer the percentage system. Because what happens is that, like, the way that my school worked was that you had the 100% scale. But, like, quizzes and, I think it was classwork was 15%. Homework was 25%. And then tests were like 50%.
Where did the other 10% go?
I think I may have missed the number. I know that homework counted a lot. And then that okay, I'm sorry, my bad. 15 was quizzes and 15 was classwork. Still doesn't make sense?
No, because now you have 5% too much.
Okay, well maybe 10% was classwork, 10% was quizzes. I'm telling you, I can't. If you give me formulas, I will do them very beautifully. Like, it would be like a mural of beauty. You start putting things in there, and I'm outie. I'm outie.
Yet people wonder why I became a math tutor.
Hey. So yeah, about that. It was a lot harder to reach a 4.0 than having, let's say, a percentage system where when you put it into the grade book, depending on not only the value but also the number percentage you got right, the number percentage of what your score was, it would somehow even out. That's what I always liked about it. With this one, it just bothered the freaking hell out of me, because it's like not only are you counting, for example, homework as a good chunk, which is fine, do that. I get that you want us to practice, but when we're doing quizzes and classwork, it's like, shouldn't you be counting that more than homework?
Yeah.
It was a very difficult system. It was a very difficult time, and I'm just glad that time is now over.
And it's all seeming to be a sham anyway, so,
Yeah. I was actually talking to my friend whom you know so well, that he was telling me that he didn't know why he was going to Gainesville, and I thought he was like going for parties or something like that. And he's like, no, I didn't really know. I don't really know what I'm going for. So then I told him, well, I'm gonna just go because it's just a name on a diploma. At the end of the day, the jobs that I want, they really are not looking at where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
As long as I get my diploma.
Yeah. Another issue I have with our educational system.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. So many people are going to Harvard and to etc. And it's great that you're going there. I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't, feel ashamed or feel like it's worth nothing, because getting to those schools are in the process itself. It's like an accomplishment. But I do think that if you are like your average student, for example, like I am, then you shouldn't really worry about what college you're going to unless it's really because your friends are going there. You get what I'm saying? I think once you have your associates and once you have your bachelor's, you should worry about that like when you're doing your masters, because your masters are going to be a pain in your ass to do that. So you might as well do it someplace where you like it. 50-50.
Yes. If you're really spending the kind of money that it takes to get a master's degree, don't just go to a place because you like it. Go to a place that has the proper program for you, that you know you need, and that you know you can succeed.
Okay, well,
I made that mistake.
Statistics. Oh, I know what I also want to talk about. I wanted to talk about the new Disney princess, Elena of Avalor. I got that wrong. I'm really bad with names today, man. So for those of you guys who don't know, there's this new Disney Latin princess, an actual Latin princess, not the Sophia, the first one that's a white little girl. Not to say that I'm against her. I never saw her as a Latin princess.
Well, technically, if you look at the genetics of the Spanish race, aside from the hair color...
I'm talking about today's Hispanic generation, Eric. Do not be politically correct with me, mister. I know exactly where you're going to go with that, and I'm telling you right now that in today's Hispanic world, where most girls are dark-skinned with brown brunette hair, alright? And
it depends on what country you come from. I'm not making this up.
I know. I actually knew a teacher who was from Argentina, and she was white-skinned and blonde hair.
Yes.
But But I'm
They call
talking
them
about
Fides.
I'm talking about an actual. You know what? Stereotype. Talking about an actual stereotype appearance of a princess, and I was very happy with the first. Like I think they came out with 5 episodes now. I'm very happy with them. I love Elena. I think she's super awesome. I love her family, which is definitely the culture of the Hispanics. Like your parents are there, yeah, but your abuelo and your abuelas are the ones that are taking care of you most times. As much as we don't want to, but they're there. They're there. And so you have them. You have. I don't like Esteban. I'm saying that right now. Esteban, you're doing bad stuff with Elena, and I'm not very happy with that. So either clean up your act.
Huh? Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I've gotten to the point where I don't watch the TV channel sober, which means I probably don't watch.
Not that kind of bad stuff. Not that kind of bad stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then between that, for some reason, I had a joke involved with food feds in my head, so I'm gonna shut up now.
Yes. Are you hearing me digitally?
Am I hearing digitally?
Yes.
No, you sound normal.
Then why am I hearing you digitally?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I just get that accent for 10 seconds.
Hopefully it'll fix itself up, guys. If not, then I'm super duper sorry about that. Probably on the YouTube video you'll hear it weird, and I apologize again for that. But I do like the whole dynamic that's in the show. It's a very nice dynamic. It's very family oriented, and that's how the Hispanic culture is. I know that for us Puerto Ricans, we include literally everybody in our business. It's not funny.
Yeah, that's the one reason why I was very scared when
I didn't understand the word of that, but you can tell me later.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell me later. But yeah, I do think that Disney's done a great job of actually bringing a nice representation of what a Latina princess is, and I'm super excited to see the new movie from that's called Mona, which is with Lin-Manuel Miranda. He composed most of the music, and it's with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He seems pretty funny as one of the gods there. Can't wait for that.
Is that not doing enough stuff?
Well, you know what he was doing? What was interesting about this was that he's doing a collaboration with Nintendo. I'm not sure for what reason, though. I didn't look into it. I think it's just like promos and stuff like that. But he teamed up with one of my favorite gamers from the game theory, Matt Pat. He teamed up with another YouTuber, and he teamed up with two other YouTubers, and then Seth Rogen. I think that's what it is, that he's trying to build up the YouTube community for himself or whatever. But he took Pokemon Go, and he made himself as a Pokemon called Pokerock.
I swear. He's a thermometer. And I'm questioning him on this one, but somehow
Have you seen the what's his name? Jimmy Page, the guy that made the first Pokemon theme song?
No.
Okay, he's really creeping me out. I thought the person that sang the Pokemon theme song was very cute. No, this guy's not cute. This guy's just creepy looking. Like, I don't think I want my children ever to hear the Pokemon theme song by themselves.
First of all, I think you're singing it out loud in your head. What's catchy?
Right.
Okay. So, thank you.
Well, I am planning to show my children what my generation had to offer. And technically, it's not my generation, but We focused a lot on it when it was coming out.
Hey, all I'm going to say is the man behind the curtain did his job. Never look at the man behind the curtain. The man behind the curtain went behind to do his job to give me for reasons to begin with.
Well, I still think that he doesn't look too good, but anyways.
That was kind of my argument.
But I saw him, and it I think it's really cool that The Rock Johnson's kind of going out there for making that stuff. Although I do recommend for our younger audience that if you actually start watching those YouTube videos, do not watch them without your parents' consent. Is all I gotta say.
Yeah, maybe check that one dude's hard drive. That's all I'm gonna say.
Speaking of which, I actually got to empty out a lot of my hard drive. I was very proud. Not my hard drive, but I got to back up with stuff and I was able to delete stuff. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud.
That's good. Yeah, I needed a chunk of space in mine because it didn't last too long.
Yeah. So, I think that's it for me. Do you want to say a quick word about your weekend, Eric?
Other than, let's see, banging my head against a wooden door, throwing a glass one, smashing it, ending up in tears, and lying in near total silence in the dark for several hours. Well, nothing really eventful.
You told me about that, and I wanted to give you, like, a hug.
Well, thank you. It was a very, very tough Friday. Now I'm seeing it on my face because I had a white head that was on the side of my face first last night, randomly. So, yeah, I'm not used to bodily fluids get darker colors than they do on.
Alrighty then. Well, I do hope you're feeling better. I do hope. And I just want to say that I hope you guys are enjoying what we have to offer. I think the NFL preseason has already started, so we're going to definitely...
Technically, no one hasn't.
Okay, well...
What, you didn't hear about the Hall of Fame game?
I'm going to tell you what I overheard this weekend, and everybody forgot with the Olympics.
Oh, no. Everybody remembered because it blew up on Twitter.
Oh, well, I didn't see it. I guess I didn't pay attention. Like I said, I was caught up with the Olympics.
Well, I was caught up with the Olympics too, but I still knew about it.
Because you're a football fanatic.
Mm-hmm. Touche.
Exactly. But soon the season will be upon us, and we will go into it with greater detail. And I'm looking forward to see what we have to offer this year because some of our great legends are out. Especially in the couple of first games with Tom Brady out. So I can't wait to see what we're going to debate on that one.
From hearing what I've heard in training camp, it's going to be an interesting first few games.
It always is. So, anyways, guys, my name is Saki. Remember to follow me on Twitter at soccer_steph309. You guys will find me also on YouTube, Saki Soccer, where you will find this latest episode and more on a playlist called The Drawing Live Streams. And hopefully we will get this done. I didn't get to finish my drawing, but I'm actually taking this as a two-parter, I guess you could say. I'm hoping to get some done now. And if maybe not next week, if I'm not done by it, we'll probably feature this drawing again. If not, we'll definitely have a new watercolor drawing that we'll do. So until then, guys, just be sure to check out my Patreon, which the link will be below, and send me requests. Requests are welcomed.
Yep, and I indeed am the Squid. You can follow me on Twitter at Squid Sportshead. Along with this, you can also hear me on This Week in the AFL, which is on iTunes and I believe SoundCloud. I've got the Football 5 coming up this season. I've got a whole bunch of projects. In the arena, yeah, you name it. Odds are you're either going to see my words or hear my voice or something.
Whoa, okay, you're sounding like a demonic voice right there. So, with that being said, Which, by the way,
Satan.
oh my god, don't do that. I actually got scared. I actually thought we got hijacked by Satan himself. Do not do that. So,
Sorry.
anyways, guys, big thanks to W2M Network for hosting us. Just so you guys know, they'll be also hosting this episode, not only live on their channel, but also on iTunes. So be sure to check those out. We'll send you the links and post them on my Twitter, Eric's Twitter, every Twitter you could think of. And until next Tuesday, guys. Bye, Muse.
Do your homework and don't forget to be awesome.
Bye.